Here's the hook. I was the ultimate daycare kid. I never left. Now, I'm sure you guys all probably have an idea by now. If you're in grade 10, 11, 12, you should know that strong essays, both academic and personal essays, they begin with a really effective hook. Now, in this case, I think this is a very effective hook because it's quite simple and it accomplishes the main task that an effective hook should accomplish, which is it makes you wonder, right? How can this writer, presumably, um, when she's describing herself, I was the ultimate daycare kid, it's probably um, quite old, right? In daycare, we think of like when would you go to daycare? You would probably be maybe a toddler, maybe you would leave daycare by the time you're at the latest, probably grade 3 or 4, right? So we're wondering why it is that this person is talking about why she never left daycare. Let's continue reading. From before I could walk to the start of middle school, Kimmy's daycare was my second home. While my classmates at school went home with stay-at-home moms to swim team and Girl Scouts, I traveled to the town next door, where the houses are smaller, the parched lawns crunchy under my feet from the drought. Now, I'm sure you guys can pick up on some nice details here. At first, she introduces us to the actual daycare that she was part of, right? And we can see how this is indeed quite unusual. From before I could walk to the start of middle school. So if you're counting the years now, this is basically when she was just born. When could she probably learn to walk? Probably by 1 or 2, right? So from that age till the start of middle school, now in the United States, middle school, the start of middle school, I believe would be grade 7. Right, so quite late. We're wondering why is it that, even as a grade 7 student, you are still in daycare, specifically Kimmy's daycare. And the rest of this paragraph draws a contrast. This is one of many things that she'll point out to try to contrast her own situation and her own family with other families, right? So here we see the first contrast here, right? She describes her classmates' after school activities. They seem quite privileged. They have stay-at-home moms. Their moms didn't have to work. They had lots of other types of activities, swim team, Girl Scouts. What does she do? She had to travel to the town next door, where the houses are small and the parched lawns crunchy under her feet. So these are, I think, really nice details that tell us something, right? What does it mean for the houses to be smaller and the parched lawns, for the lawns to be parched, right? People can't either, according to rules, they can't afford to, or they're not allowed to water their lawns. Contrast this with the privilege, right, of the people who live in large houses, let's say, with beautifully manicured lawns because they can afford the water, they can afford the gardening, right? So I think that's the first really well chosen detail here that points out the fact that she was not so privileged compared to her classmates.